everyone. We've just wrapped up our regular council meeting for Wednesday, March the 9th, so I thought I would give you quick highlights of the meeting. At the opening of the meeting, on behalf of all of council, we joined other local politicians and communities and residents in standing in solidarity against the atrocities occurring in Ukraine and in support of the Ukrainian people. Our thoughts and prayers are with them and also loved ones on this side of the ocean who are so worried about them. And we stand with and for a peaceful and independent Ukraine. We opened our meeting. It was a very slow meeting this evening. It took less than an hour, so not a lot on the agenda. We did get updates from different municipal associations. We heard about all of the things that the library is going to be doing over the March break, and there's just so much of that going on. We also talked about County Council this past week. One of the things at County Council, the Deputy Mayor spoke about the waste collection bins and that there's still time if you think that your bin is too large to switch to a smaller size. And if you are disabled, you can also ask for exemptions on certain things. And to get more information, please contact the County of Simcoe. We also spoke about the Simcoe County Forest. It's 100 years old this year. It's the oldest and largest forest in Ontario, municipal forest in Ontario, and it's actually just won an award as the Forest Capital of Canada. And there's great information in this report about not only the natural habitat it provides, the recreation it provides, but also it's financially sustainable in the way that all of the money from the timber sales goes into a reserve to purchase and make our Simcoe County forests even larger. As far as on our agenda, we did get an update from our emergency operations team. More to come on this in the future. As you know, if you've been watching the news, things are changing rapidly right now, and we're very cautiously optimistic about moving forward. And we also had an item about fire services. We've been working quite closely for quite a while with Bradford West Gwillimbury about what we could do to perhaps share some services to make it more efficient. And the County of Simcoe also is asking for us to give them information about what we could do to find efficiencies within the entire Simcoe County fire services. So we've provided that report to council tonight. There was also a report on a plan of subdivision in Stroud. It's the Innisfil Executive Estates Phase 2. Lots of discussion on that, lots of questions, and the report's in the agenda, but also if you want to hear the debate, you can watch that section of the YouTube channel. There were lots of questions about noise mitigation for the construction and also berming for the Metrolinx line that runs close to it. So that was a very light night as far as reports were concerned. There were 2 notices of motion brought forward by members of council. Councillor Arsadi brought forward a motion regarding committee recruitment. Because we're coming to the end of our term very shortly in October, and also the committees that are currently sitting are done in June. It's a good time to look at that policy and refresh it and make sure that we're recruiting the right people. Make sure that, first of all, everybody's aware of the opportunity to serve on committees. Make sure that the committees represent the diversity in our community, but also make sure we have the right expertise on different committees. And just to give people the information they need. So if they are interested in a committee, they can read about it ahead of time and know exactly what they're signing up for. So we'll get that back, that staff report. We've asked staff to have that back to us in June, so we'll have a good look at it by then. Councillor Nicol also brought forward a notice of motion regarding federal funding for a Lake Simcoe Restoration Fund. So as you might remember, way back many years ago, we had the Lake Simcoe Cleanup Fund, which was not renewed. But many promises have been made by many different federal parties that they are going to invest in Lake Simcoe, and yet we have seen none of that happen yet. So this resolution calls on the federal government to keep their promise and give some restoration money to Lake Simcoe. And we are joined by almost all of the Lake Simcoe shoreline municipalities who are also passing similar motions. So hopefully that will help carry some weight. And we appreciate when councilors step up and bring notices of motion to the table. There were lots of announcements about different activities that are happening in the community. You can watch all of that on the YouTube. Please feel free to watch us. You can live stream our meetings or you can watch them on YouTube afterward. We have one on March the 16th. It's a planning public meeting. And then we have our next regular council meeting on March the 23rd. And we'd love to have you attend whenever you can. Thanks and have a good night.